What's up, this is Jake with Hike 734, hiking to Union Falls in the Beckler area of Yellowstone National Park, which is, the Beckler area is the southwest corner of the park. And there are many different ways to get to Union Falls, and I went ahead and did the shortest way, which is from the Grassy Lake trailhead. And that trailhead starts over at the outlet of the Grassy Lake Reservoir and works its way down and across Falls River, up and over Birch Hills, and then down to Mountain Ash Creek, and then up to the falls with a little spur trail also to a place called Ouzo Pool, so we'll talk about that. But one little quick note is if you do this, there is, right at the trailhead, you'll see the sign for it, and there's a steep road that goes down to the actual trailhead itself. And I would recommend parking at the top, taking a look and seeing if your vehicle can handle the downhill, and if it can't, just stay parked up there. It's a pretty easy, I mean, you're right there next to the trailhead, so you just hike down to the bottom of that and start the trail. But anyways, getting on with this thing, from the opposite side of the parking lot, from where you enter, there is like a big concrete outlet thing, and just hike on over there. You'll see where you go ahead and start the trail. And basically for the first mile, it is just walking through some trees, and eventually you'll come down to Falls River. And one thing about the Falls River is it seems like every 200 yards there's another little cascade of some sort, and it's beautiful. And you think, oh my gosh, I have to ford this. And if you're early in the season, you probably shouldn't, because it's going to be super duper nasty. But I'm doing it in September, and so I got down to the ford, and it was a nice ford, albeit very chilly. So you'll definitely want to bring some water shoes and always cross right at the top of Riffles. That's where it's the easiest. So anyways, from there, you start working your way up a pretty steep hill for, I think, about 400 feet of climb of elevation, just getting up onto Birch Hills. And then from there, you just start traversing across just a pleasant forest. It's got nice spruce and fir, and nice lodgepole and all that kind of stuff. It's not super suffocating, and it's not one of those recently burned lodgepole forests. And so, of course, I'm going in the end of the year, so I've got some good fall colors, which are fantastic. And so after traversing that for a while, you begin to drop down gradually, and then you'll kind of turn a corner, and it starts to get steeper, I should say, for the next, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile to a mile. And one of the cool things is the terrain changes to becoming really this kind of rocky landscape, more boulderish. It's just kind of nice. It's just, after being in the same kind of trees for a while, it's kind of nice to change things up a little bit. And there is a cool little spring, seasonal, temporary, whatever kind of creek that's got a cool little waterfall. But anyways, yeah, after a bit, you end up dropping down to this creek, and technically it's a ford, but there is a huge log crossing it, and I'm sure you can find some sort of combination of logs and sticks to get across without having to take off your shoes, which is nice. And then you'll go back up and over another ridge. It's about 200 feet climb in elevation, and then back down about another 200 feet. So from there, you'll go ahead and join up from a couple of the other directions. If a lot of people also come in from the Fish Lake side of things. And that's got a couple more fords, I believe, but it's all pretty much level, and it's a little bit longer by like 1/4 of a mile or so. But anyways, from there, you start working your way up Mountain Ash Creek, and it just kind of gradually goes up and down a little bit as it follows the creek, and finally you come to where there is a cute little footbridge to go over it. And that is where the stream that comes in from the Ouzo Pool area, which we'll talk about in a sec. But from there, you just go ahead and work your way up between Mountain Ash Creek and this other, I don't know what the name of this stream is called. And it just kind of goes up and down a little bit, and you'll pass an old A-frame, which is the ranger station. I think it's the Union Falls Ranger Station there. And it's got an antenna, and it's a really funny looking building. But anyways, from there, you'll just keep working your way up, and then the trail forks at numerous hitching posts there. And I went ahead and went left first, because I knew there was going to be a little pool and a little waterfall, and I wanted to see that before the grandiose Union Falls. And so I started just kind of working my way. It's about 3/10 of a mile up this guy, and you can, you know, see down into this little creek, and finally you come to this little cute pool with a little waterfall, and it's really beautiful, and the water there is definitely warm. So this is kind of the bonus of Union Falls area, that you can go ahead and hop in this and sit in water that's probably about 60-70 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer in the middle of summer, a little bit cooler later. But one of the funny things was I noticed there was some movement at the waterfall there, and there were little tiny fish that were spawning. So I put my camera on it for a while. I'm hoping that I get a couple of them jumping, but I definitely got some photos of it, which is pretty fun. Anyways, really cool. And then I turned around and headed on back to the fork and took the half-mile trail and started working my way up to Union Falls. But yeah, it's not very high, not very far. This is a half mile to go up to Union Falls, and Union Falls is ridiculous. Holy cow, it is worth the, what is it, over like 16-mile hike, 15-mile hike that this thing is. This waterfall is breathtaking. It is complicated and beautiful. It's 3 different streams merging together in one beautiful waterfall. So it just got some cascades and falls and just beautiful, like big boulders getting splashed on and just all kinds of awesome stuff. So anyways, hopefully I've shown you enough footage to just whet your appetite. If you're able to do this hike, it's definitely something that should be on your list. You know, maybe not for your first time to Yellowstone, but something to think about your second time. If you love waterfalls, you have to do this one. It's just super fantastic. But anyways, this is Jake with Hike 734, hiking to Union Falls in the Beckler area of Yellowstone National Park. Just a quick note, if you are hiking on trails that use the Grassy Lake Road, such as Beulah Lake or Cascade Creek or the Grassy Lake trailhead, just know that it is a dirt road and it can be pretty rough. So, you know, might not be right for your Class A or your sports car, but yeah, just a little heads up that it can be pretty, you know, a little bit ruddy, definitely washboardy at times, lots of potholes, that kind of stuff. So anyways, just a little FYI if you're going to be using the Grassy Lake Road. If you like this video, subscribe on YouTube and head over to hike734.com for more goodness.